Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Paul podcast. I'm your host, Jess Paul, actress, manifestation expert, and mindset coach. And I'm here to share with you all of my secrets on confidence, success, and the magic of manifestation. If you're ready to dive in deep and see more success in your career, more money in your bank account, and more love in your life, with a whole new level of freedom, then you're in the right place. I'm letting loose on everything you need to take back control of your life, up-level your mindset, and tap into your manifestation powers. I'm so excited that you're here. Hello, gorgeous souls. Welcome back. It is day 2 of this 5-day series that I'm bringing to you all of all of the live recordings of my manifestation challenge. And in today's episode, it's all about our belief system. So all about understanding what your beliefs actually are, how they're actually dictating your reality, and how to dive deep into starting to undo them and reprogram them so that you're programming your belief system for success and abundance and all of this amazing juicy stuff. So I hope you all enjoy this episode, and of course, if you enjoy it, do tag me on your Instagram stories, take a screenshot of this episode, send in your feedback, let me know how you found it, let me know how you've got on, and I will chat to you all tomorrow. Lots of love. Hey guys, we are live again for day 2 of the 5-day manifestation challenge. How are we all feeling today? Are you freaking ready for day 2 of this challenge? Are you ready for all of the energy and the vibes? Guys, I have been, a little disclaimer, if those of you listen to my podcast, you will know that I've been going through a little up-leveling phase myself. And so over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've really been kind of doing a lot of shadow work, which we're going to talk about today, and just kind of understanding what direction I need to go in next. And because of that, I've been feeling a little less grounded, and so I've been working a lot lately with smoky quartz. And again, I actually put this on my Instagram today. Guys, we're going to go in on energy work tomorrow for day 3 of the challenge, because I'm just all about the energy. I'm all about the energy. If you know how to tap into this powerful energy, you can manifest anything you want into your life, right? So I work with crystals. Crystals are just a tool. For those of you that don't have crystals or don't know anything about crystals, don't freaking worry. It doesn't matter. They're not the be-all, end-all. They are just a tool to help you manifest, because they all hold a certain energy. And smoky quartz basically is great for grounding, and it's great for security. And if you're feeling a little bit unsafe right now, or a little bit lacking in security, and by the way guys, that doesn't have to mean something seriously bad is going wrong and you feel unsafe, or it's huge trauma or whatever. It could just be this lack of security that you feel in your finances, for example, thinking, God, I want to manifest this money. Maybe some of you are like, I want to put my deposit down for the academy, but where am I going to find that money, right? That again, we're going to talk through all that mental chatter that fucks you over. But, what you need to know is that if you are energetically in a kind of unsafe or lacking in security energy, vibe, then your manifestations aren't going to want to flow in, right? Your desires don't want to stick around in a place that feels unsafe. So the whole point of this work is actually making your environment, your internal environment, a safe place for your desires to flow in, right? That's the whole point of manifestation. And so really at the moment, I've been kind of lacking in that security over certain things, lacking in that groundedness. So I've been using a lot of smoky quartz recently, and I've got a bigger chunk of this, but I've got a little bit of clear quartz here as well, because that just amplifies everything in these crystals. So if any of you want to hear a bit more about crystals and their properties and whatever, I'm going to have a couple of juicy podcast episodes coming your way very soon, so make sure that you're subscribed to my podcast, because they'll all be coming out soon. How are we all?
had some gorgeous new ladies jumping on. Put it in the chat. Let me know that you're here live with me. Say hey. Show me the love. I want to see who's on here and get the energy flowing. Guys, I'm so excited about this challenge. I just want to say, like, first of all, thank you for everybody who got involved with yesterday's task. Like I said, for those of you catching up, like, get stuck in because you're very much still in the running for everything. But yeah, I just want to say huge thank you for everybody that's written all their amazing goals in the group. Like, it's been so lovely to read over them. And actually, Nina made a really good point with her goals that she wrote. Hey, Rebecca. Nina said, like, okay, my internal goals are these, X, Y, and Z, to feel, you know, this self-love and everything. And my external goals are X, Y, and Z to have the, you know, career success and everything like that. Now, one thing that you all need to know about this work, about manifestation in general and this, like, spiritual practice, is that it's never about the material. Like, you see me chatting on here all the time. How can you, you know, become a successful actress? How can you become that, you know, like a thriving entrepreneur? How can you, like, make all of that money and have all of that success? But if you are on this call just for those things, then you've missed the whole fucking point, right? Because the point of this work is how you feel, right? The whole point of this work that I teach and that I coach you amazing ladies is all about how you feel. If you are feeling fucking great, if you are feeling like you're ready to take on absolutely anything in life, you're doing it right, right? And this is the way round we've got to do it. So I actually say to all of the ladies entering into my academy when we first start, when we have our first call, the first thing I say is, listen, make sure that your intention is right, okay? Because of course we want all of this success. Of course we want all of this notability and money and everything in our life, but none of it is worth it unless we feel fucking great, okay? So guys, like, when I first started, I had to work so hard on just becoming that confident version of me, like being able to show the fuck up for myself, right? Who's with me? Zena, hey. Hey, Jess, hey, everyone, excited to be here live. Yes, Zena, so lovely to have you. Who gets this, right? And who actually at the moment is feeling like, yeah, you know what, I need that vibration in my life. That is all that matters right now, is how good you feel, how confident you feel, right? If you can really tap into that bad bitch energy that I go on about all the time, then you become a powerful manifester, like, without having to do any more work, right? This is the whole point of it, okay? So I had to work so freaking hard on my own vibe and who I was as a person so that I could become that confident. And because you can't get there from there. And what I mean by that is you can't get from feeling disheartened, frustrated, lacking in confidence and self-worth to having all of this money and success. You can't do that, right? There's another manifestation that comes before that, and that's the emotional manifestation, right? The emotional manifestation comes before the material manifestation, okay? So that's the whole point of this work. That's why whenever I say it's an internal job, it's about what's going on in your inner world, it's because, you know, everything in your outer reality is a reflection of what's going on inside here, right? So if you're not feeling great, if you're lacking in confidence and self-worth right now, then you are never going to be able to get to that point in your life where you've got all of these amazing juicy desires flowing in, okay? So this is where we start, right? And this is what this is all about. So actually on that note, guys, for those of you that are new, again, I'm just going to put it into the comments because I want you all to get involved. Where are you all coming from today, and who is new to this process? Or who, like, has been doing it for a while but it's like, oh, you know what, I need to go in deeper with this because for some reason it's still not happening for me. Let me know in the comments, guys. Because, you know, again, like, this is a process that I say to everybody, that you don't have to be lowest of the low, like rock bottom, to start. Like, I started when I was rock bottom. You guys know my rock bottom moment, because I've told my story a million times, and if you haven't heard it already, head over to my podcast, because the first episode gives it all, right? All the juicy details. But basically, guys, I got to such a low point in my life where I, like, didn't know who the fuck I was. I had absolutely zero self-worth, and my ex-boyfriend walked out on me, and I was in such a bad place. And I started doing this work then. But what you need to know is that even if you're feeling kind of like, no, you know, I'm all right, I'm okay at the moment, I'm just a bit bored. Like, that's, if you're feeling at the moment like life is just a bit meh, like there's nothing exciting going on, there's nothing like, there's no up level happening, there's no like real energy in your life, then again, this is the work that you need to dive into, okay? And anybody can do it. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, okay? Guys, who's here? Rebecca, it's definitely all about confidence and fucking owning it. Yes. Sticking at the moment. Oh, is the video okay for everybody, guys? Just double checking, because I want to make sure that you can all hear me. So put in the comments, can you hear me still? Devon, I was rock bottom, pulled myself out a few months back, and have been really working on myself. Truly my spiritual awakening. Hell yes, girl. And I have never felt more ready to be the baddest fucking bitch out there. There you go, right? Zoe, hey. Yeah, guys, like, you know, this process is about leveling up. It's about stepping up, and you can level up from whatever point you're at in life. You know, if you're feeling like I was back then, and you just like, oh my God, I just need to feel better again. Like, I just need to feel that self-love and that self-worth again. Then it's all an up-leveling process. It's where you go from there. And maybe you've like worked on that in yourself, and you're like, but I just want to make more money now, or I just want to, you know, I just want to have that career success now, right? It's all an up-leveling process, and the same principles apply, okay? Oh, Margaret, sorry, Jess, I meant I'm feeling stuck, not the video. Girl, right, you know more than anyone. Margaret came through my academy, and my God, the things that you have achieved. One of the biggest things I'm going to say to you right now, because again, it's just like, I can feel it, you don't even have to ask me. You need to keep writing those power lists, girl, right? Those power lists are so important. Guys, I get all of my students to write a power list at the end of the week. And basically a power list is just you actually noting down and acknowledging all of the things you've manifested in that week. However fucking small, even if it is just a free coffee at Pret, like whatever the hell it is, or even if it is just more courage in that moment, or more self-love in that moment, right? Write down what you've actually manifested so that you can celebrate yourself, okay? Because Margaret, you are doing bits right now. You are making waves, and you need to ground yourself and know that actually there is nothing more that you can do right now, because your path is already laid out for you. You are already doing everything you can. And if you just maintain that vibration, that pure vibration, then everything is going to open up for you. You don't have to push, you don't have to force. Guys, like, so much of this I'm going to be chatting on about tomorrow in tomorrow's live, because it's all about energy. And my God, I'll go on in it. Right. Okay, let's just double check. I've got all these comments. Okay. Azina, I feel like I've been stagnant, but also have a real sense of transition coming. Yes, so I am ready to work hard and take hold of my life and fucking own it. Yes, own it. All of these comments, guys, I'm absolutely loving, because this is what it's about. It's about owning your life. It's about taking ownership of that. And in taking ownership of your life, guys, you've got to be able to take ownership of some of the negative aspects too, right? And this is what today's session is about, right? It's about actually taking ownership of the things that you are doing right now that are limiting you, right? Because remember, number one, you are always in control, right? You are in control of your reality. So it's about actually owning. If you want to own that successful version of you, if you want to own that vision, that life, you got to be able to own the fact that you have shadows, right? And the shadows need to be addressed, okay? And this is what we dive into inside my academy. My clients, my students will vouch that it is not particularly easy at times, right? It's not easy sometimes going back to those places in your childhood, in your past, going back to those traumas and going, okay, I've got to fucking bring these to the surface so that I can let go of them, right? But it's all part of the process. And if you've been sitting kind of surface level going, oh, I'm going to watch all these live videos and I'm going to listen to your podcast and I'm going to do, but I've not actually dived into the work yet, then that's why the results won't be as big as you want them to be right now, okay? So it's about owning both aspects of you. Who is with me, guys? Give me a hell yes in the chat if you're feeling this, if you're feeling the energy and you want to dive in deeper to this work. Oh God, ladies, I can feel the energy. Can you feel the energy? Right. So I'm gonna recap for those of you that maybe are new and for those of you that aren't, because it's always good to recap what the law of attraction actually is. Okay. Now, one thing that you need to know, got all the hell yeses coming in. Yes, guys. Right. One thing that you need to know, guys, is that law of attraction is different to manifestation, okay? And this gets mixed up. Like, a lot of the time people think that, basically the whole thing I'm teaching is law of attraction. That's true. Like, it's one of the, there's tons of laws of the universe, which I'm not going to go into now. But, one thing about these laws is that the law of attraction is probably the strongest. It's probably the one that most people focus on and the one that we should be focusing on because we're so in control of it, right? But manifestation is essentially just you going after your goals, right? We only put the spiritual element on top of it to hold us accountable and to allow this energy to come through, right? But manifestation just means literally taking your imagination and turning it into reality. Like, manifestation means making something tangible, okay? So like I was saying, you've got your internal manifestations, all of that self-worth and confidence, and then you've got your external ones, right? That's all that manifestation means. Law of attraction means that like attracts like. So the actual principle here, guys, is that whatever vibe you're putting out there into the universe, you are going to receive back. Right? So like I just said about me with these crystals at the moment and really working on grounding myself, if I'm feeling a lack of security in an area of my life, then the vibe I'm giving out is unsafe vibes, lacking vibes, right? And all that I'm going to get back from that is things that are making me feel more and more insecure and unsafe, right? So that's what the law of attraction actually is. So what our job is, the first thing, like I said, you need to know is that you're in control. What our job is actually being in control of what vibe we're putting out there. And we do this with both our energy, which is coming tomorrow, and our beliefs, right? Our belief system, okay? Because literally, guys, a belief is just a thought that you think over and over and over again. And they become your stories, right? So one of the big things that we dive into in the academy is basically figuring out what your freaking story is. What are you actually telling yourself, right? So what I mean by that is sometimes we'll tell ourselves X, Y, and Z isn't even possible. There's no way I'm going to get that thing. Or, there's not enough to go around. This is what I hear a lot to do with money. And I hear it a lot to do with acting work, right? And I also hear it a lot to do with entrepreneurs trying to get clients in. There's just not enough. And just telling yourself these stories. One of the biggest ones is that it's hard work. You're going to have to work extra hard. Actually, I was having a conversation with my gran the other day, and this is a perfect example. I was just I was editing my website, and I said, oh, look, gran, this is what I'm doing. And she goes, oh, you've been working hard, haven't you? I was like, no, it's all good, it's all chilled. And she was like, well, you don't get anything from nothing, and just this kind of reinforcement that you got to keep working, right? Now, this is one of the most limiting beliefs that we can live with, because, we then end up in burnout and just like fighting frustration because it's not happening for us and we feel like shit. And remember, if we feel like shit, we're going to be attracting shit, okay? So basically, like, you got to be kind to yourself, because the beliefs that you live with today, to this day, have all been from a place of conditioning. I work super within this spiritual realm, and the beliefs that I have and that many of my students have is that we all live with an inner being. We all live with a source energy within us, and that source energy is pure love and pure light and pure everything, right? That source energy is always vibrating at the frequency of greatness. But what's happened is, over time, we have been conditioned to believe certain things about ourselves and the world around us, right? And those conditions then kind of basically create our reality. So for example, guys, with the whole working hard thing, teachers in your school, they told you if you get an A star on that test, you're going to get to university. Well done, you got that A star and you're validated for it. You head off to university, you start studying there. Or, well, if you want to get a job in life, then it's going to be hard, right? And it's reinforced again. This is exactly what happened to me when I went to drama school, right? Any actors in here can relate. I was in drama school. All that I heard from my teachers was, you better toughen up. You better have a tough skin for this industry, right? And it's not about having a tough skin. It's about what you're freaking believing. It's about what you're believing. Because the whole point of this work is that you come up with new truths, a new truth, new facts about reality. I have all sorts of new truths now. Like, it's a fact that I am going to be amazingly abundant for the rest of my life. It's a fact that I am going to be a successful actress for the rest of my life. They're facts, right? Now, here's the thing, guys. Okay, they're all the little things, the little chitter-chatter that goes on, and that's all on a conscious level. Now, what you need to know is there's two types of beliefs. There's your conscious beliefs, all of those things, and then there's the subconscious ones. Now, the subconscious ones go on in the back of your mind, and they are dangerous, guys, right? These are the shadows, the pesky shadows, because you don't know that they're happening, right? So you can sit here and watch all these live calls all you want and be like, yeah, I'm feeling fucking on top of the world. By next week, you might be back in the same place again. Well, it's because you've got subconscious beliefs that are constantly talking to you in the back of your mind, right? So it's literally as though when you were a child, hopefully, like, everybody learned to ride a bike. I don't know, some people might, but if you're a kid and you learn how to ride a bike, like, you were learning with the stabilizers on, and then suddenly you can take them off. Great. Now you can just hop on a bike whenever you frickin' want, and you know how to ride it. You don't have to think about it, right? That is a perfect example of it going into your subconscious, right? Same as your heart beating, right? You don't have to think about your heart beating every day. It just happens. That's because you've got signals going on in the back of your mind subconsciously telling you to do it every day. You don't consciously think it, right? So these are perfect examples. So imagine all of those negative, those limiting subconscious beliefs going on in the back of your mind on replay, these patterns. Imagine that, and you're not even aware, right? You're not even aware they're happening. These are the things we get to the freaking bottom of in this academy. These are in life, like, this is what we've got to get to the bottom of, but this is what I teach all of my students, right? Because it's these beliefs that are going to keep you stuck in the same rut over and over and over again. And only when you get to the bottom of these are you going to be able to up level, right? So, basically, it's about, like I said, creating these new truths for yourself. Now, one of the other things that happens, guys, when we have these subconscious beliefs going on in our head, is we end up creating an identity for ourselves. So basically, this is when you start to put the phrase I am in front of these beliefs. So one of the biggest ones for me, as an example, was that I always used to tell myself, I have anxiety. right? I always used to say, I am anxious. Now, this might trigger a few of you because it definitely triggered one of my close friends who actually joined the academy for the last round that I just did. She came in, she's known me for years, guys, and she actually put the money down. She was like, Jess, I need to do this work because I've seen such a freaking change in you. Like, I can't get my head around it. She's known me when I was that person, and she's seen me transform. And she went, I'm going to have to do this, right? So she went all in, but I remember having a conversation with her about this identity process and saying, listen, you know, an identity is a label that you're choosing to have, right? You're choosing it. And that really triggered her because she was like, no, I'm not in control of this. Like, I can't help it when I feel anxious, right? And again, every time you say things like that, you are just diminishing your power, right? And so this is how I lived for so many years. I kept telling myself, I am anxious. People kept kind of, you know, avoiding me and just being like, you know, oh yeah, she's got anxiety. Doctors would tell me, reinforce it, give me a pill, whatever, right? And I lived for so many years just being like, well, this is just me, right? Perfect example of how you can change your identity, because in just 8 months, guys, after doing this work, really diving deep, investing in myself in this work, I completely transformed my identity from anxious and weak to freaking bad bitch, right? These live calls I would never have been able to do only a year and a half ago, right? This has come from this work. This has come from actually getting to the bottom of what these subconscious beliefs are, right? And now I identify as bad bitch. That's just who I am. Like, that's who I always was. That's who my source energy is. That's who I always was, right? Same with you. If you're feeling low in confidence right now, or if you are just feeling like the same patterns keep creeping up, it is not you, right? And we need to get to the bottom of what's freaking going on so that you can actually become the powerful, amazing, abundant woman that you actually always are, like always were born with, right? So, you know, other examples of like this identity, I am poor, I have no money, right? Told myself that for so many years as an out-of-work actress, working part-time as a care assistant. I don't have any money, sorry, I can't go out and do that, sorry, I can't afford that, right? You keep telling yourself that story, it's going to keep showing up in your reality. Okay, so these are all the things that you've got to have a real think about. Now, basically, guys, this is where in the academy we start diving deep into the shadow work. So these are the shadows that I'm talking about that you've got to pull out. You really have to rip them up. It feels like you're ripping them up as well. Like, the only way I can describe it is that it's literally like ripping a plaster off. Like, you are gonna not fear, it's not gonna feel easy. And that's okay, because if you're committed to it and you know deep within yourself that this work you are supposed to be doing and you're supposed to be going on this journey, then it will always work out for you, okay? And listen, the very fact you're watching this video right now says to me, you are meant to be going on this freaking journey, okay? You're here for a reason, guys. So we dive into this in my academy and we go through some powerful things. Hypnosis is a really powerful tool to take you back to that subconscious, to rewire it. All of the meditations that we do a lot of just pulling this shit up, basically. And like I said, it feels messy. This is what this journey is about, is the messier the better. That's a mantra that I have, the messier the better, especially at the moment, because, you know, I'm feeling this lack of groundedness. I've just got to keep showing up, as messy as it might be, right? Guys, who is with me and who's feeling this? Any questions? Chuck them in here. Again, for those of you on catch up, any questions, chuck them in, because I'm going to be going through all the comments after this, making sure I've not missed anything. Who's with me and who has any questions? Devon, that's my biggest limiting belief that I have been telling myself and others have been telling me for years. Nothing ever comes easy to me. It's always hard work. Oh, girl, so many of us live with that. Now, again, tomorrow I'm going to be diving more into energy because I'm all about the energy. But, you know, basically, like, we live in a very predominantly masculine society, which is a very work society. So, of course, we've all been conditioned. You know, we all believe this. And because you are all high achievers, like every single one of you on this call right now are high achievers, right? because I'm a high achiever and that's who I attract in, right? High achieving creatives and entrepreneurs who want to take it to the next level, right? Because you're a high achiever, I can guarantee many of you will fall into that masculine bracket of, I've got to keep working, I've got to keep doing this, right? And even myself recently, that's been a massive thing that I've been having to work through. And I know because I'm predominantly more masculine in my energy, like I have to work at my feminine. I have to work at stopping, letting it the fuck go, doing my juicy bath rituals, everything, okay? Okay, Rebecca, my self-talk definitely needs to change, especially when it comes to money, work, and how I see myself. Yes, girl, right? And actually, this is what today's task is going to be, okay? So, actually getting to that, and because you use the word self-talk, this is the other thing, guys, it's your language, right? What you're saying. Remember how I said before, if you're constantly saying, oh, I don't have any money right now, that's what you're going to see in your reality. That's what's going to show up, okay? So, it's about paying attention to that language, right? So basically what we do here for this, and again this goes on inside the academy, is we come up with your own personal mantras or affirmations, whatever you want to call them. I call them personal mantras. Now these personal mantras, guys, are basically I am statements, or just statements in the present tense that are helping you undo a belief, right? Now, one thing you need to know about affirmations, because again, you've probably heard affirmations flying around. If you watch any of these spiritual things on TikTok or whatever, it's like, take this affirmation and use it, say it for 30 days and you're going to call in all this stuff, right? Guys, it doesn't work like that. And again, this is why like there's a surface level element to this work, and then there's like the deep actual work that's going to make a difference in your life. Because if you just keep taking these affirmations off the internet and being like, I'll say this for 30 days and then it's going to work, if your subconscious is still believing something else, it's not going to make any difference, right? It's just going to be like talking for the sake of talking, right? So one thing that you've got to really, really do here is figure out what is actually going on for you so that you can come up with a very personal affirmation, right? It's very, very personal to you, not to anybody else, right? When I first started my journey, one of the most personal ones for me was, I am learning to talk about how I truly feel. Like, that's not the same for everybody. Maybe some of you, like, you don't need that one, but for me, that was like a big one that I had to work on. So you've got to really start thinking, okay, well, what is actually personal to me? And that's why we do all of this shadow work, because otherwise you don't know what's personal to you, because you don't know what's going on in your subconscious, right? Devon, I had a medium tell me the only person standing in my way is me. Hell yes, girl. And I never really resonated with that until now. It really has been me and my mindset standing in the way. It's been me and my mindset standing in my way all this time. I never believed I truly deserved any of this success I had. There you go, right? Perfect example there, okay? So basically, guys, what I want you to do, okay, get into the task. Today's task, what I want you to do is I want you to come up with 3 personal mantras and affirmations that actually hit home to you, right? So don't just pull them off the internet. Actually think, what do I need to work on? What do I keep saying to myself that I need to turn around and actually start affirming something else, right? And I want you to write those 3. So here's the task, right? I want you to, first of all, if you haven't already, go and check out the waitlist, if you want to check out the waitlist, because remember, just reminding you that over these 5 days, if you get your name signed up on there for this round of the academy, if you think it's your time to go for it, then you get an offer, a discount off, so you don't want to miss that. Secondly, I want you to write 3 mantras that are personal to you and post them on this group. And remember, like, comment, share the love and support with each other. Because remember as well, guys, when you affirm them, just like we did with the goals, you're making it real, right? You're making it real and you're actually giving other people something to hold you accountable by, okay? And a bonus to add you further into the entry of winning this prize is, of course, tagging me on your Instagram story with the hashtag manifestation challenge, right? So getting it all over there on Instagram and tagging me. But guys, who has any questions or anything that they want to say before we wrap up today's session. I am feeling so grounded right now and so like within that energy, and I just know that all of you guys can feel it too. I can't wait for tomorrow's live, because just going in on that energy chat, and I'm all about the vibes, right? I'm all about the vibes. But like I said, guys, if you're new to this work, or you have been following me for a while and you think it's your time, like, don't miss out, because we are going to go in 2022. I've got new modules in the academy. And remember, guys, that, you get this academy for life. Like, you have these resources for life. Okay? Because one of the things that I love about all the students that have been through this academy is that they message me sometimes and they'll say, Jess, I'm going all the way back to week 1 again. And I love that, because this is what it's about, right? The work never stops. It's a constant process. Like, I'm always freaking journaling out, really good diving into my shadows, and constantly up leveling, because you can, right? It's not like you get to the point where, it's not like I got to the point where I was like, right, I can show up more now. I can do a live on Instagram. Let's just leave it there. Like, that's not how it worked for me. I went, right, I've got more confidence, I can show up. Right, what next? Okay, well, I want more money. What next? Well, I want the career success, right? And it's a constant up-leveling process, right? But for you to up-level, you've got to do the work. So one thing you need to know about this academy is that, like, you get it for life for that reason. Guys, how are we all feeling? Give me a hell yes if you're feeling the vibes and feeling the energy of this call tonight. I've got to keep an eye on the time, actually, because I'm heading off to my acting class. Again, like, you can do, be, and have anything you want. Like, I'm here living my dream as like a guide and a spiritual coach for you all, but then I get to go off and do my acting career as well, because that's how I want to live my life, and that's what I decided my life was going to be, right? Hell yes, feeling the vibes, hell yes. Thanks, ladies. Right, so I am probably going to wrap this up now. Remember, just recapping the tasks. Make sure as well, if you haven't introduced yourself in this group, introduce yourself, get to know everybody. I want to hear all of your stories. I'd love to hear your stories, where you are right now and where you want to be. So make sure you posted that in the group. But for today's task, 3 personal mantras that hit home to you. For example, I am wildly successful. I am moving with, this is another personal one of mine, guys. I am moving with ease through everything that's ever held me back. Love that one that I used in my own personal journey when I started. I am a magnet to money, right? And mine that I am saying on repeat to myself, I have been saying over the past 2 weeks on repeat, I can fucking handle this. Right, guys, if you haven't listened to my last podcast episode, you need to go and do that, because it's all about up-leveling, and I go on and on about this mantra, I can fucking handle it, and why it's like we need to be saying this to ourselves, because you can handle anything. And if you feel slightly overwhelmed right now, start saying that. You can fucking handle it, because you can, right? So that's one of mine that I've been saying on repeat, but I want to know your 3 personal mantras. Write them down, share it with the group, and then a bonus, tag me on your Instagram story. So have you all enjoyed this evening's live, guys? Feeling the energy, and I will love you and leave you, and I'll see you the same time tomorrow, live inside the group. Remember, keep sharing with your friends, keep adding friends in that would love this community and this challenge as well, because the more the merrier. And make sure that if you want to get your name on that wait list, that you sign up now. Do it tonight. Don't hold yourself back, because I'm going to be contacting all of you that have signed up on that list to book in for a little coffee chat with me, so that we can discuss moving forward. So if you want to book in for that call, get your name on that list now, get yourself signed up, and I can't wait to chat to you. I will see you all at the same time tomorrow. Mwah! Lots of love, ladies.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. If this episode resonated with you, share it with a friend who you think would love it too. And if you want to let me know how you found it, just screenshot this episode, add it to your Instagram story, and tag me at I am Jessica Paul, so that I can throw all the love right back at you. And of course, subscribe, hit those 5 stars, and leave a review to show your support and to keep the good stuff coming. Sending you so much love and gratitude from your girl Jess.